Hi, welcome. So today I'm going to be teaching you how to solve exponential functions. You're going to need a writing utensil, graph paper, and you're going to need a calculator. You can use a phone if needed, like I am using someone's phone. So yeah, we're going to do about 3 or 2 problems, and hopefully this can help you solve and understand how to solve exponential functions more. So the first thing we're going to do is we have to find our xf of a problem. So our fx of our problem is going to be 3. Now, when you have your fx, now you want to make a t-chart. Of your x and y chart, basically. And then you will have your graph, but we'll get to that later. So you want to start off with some easy ones. So like 0, 1, -1, 2, -2. And then you could do like 3. But 3 is most likely going to go off the graph, I can tell you that now. So now what you want to do when you have this. My bad, I forgot to put an x up there. So when you have an x, you are going to take these numbers and put it to the power. And let's say you don't have this x, you are just going to times it. So 3 times 0, it would be 0, 3. 3 times 1 would be 1, 3. 3 times -1 would be 1, -3. And then so on and so forth. But when you add the x, now you do it to the power of the 3. So I can do the fx equals 3 without it. And we're going to do the same exact chart. We can show you how, and I'll show you how it looks. Oh, my bad. So you could do this one pretty easy. 0 times 3 is 0. So it's going to be located at 0, 0. And then, 1 second. 3 times -1 will be -1, -3. Positive 1 would be 1, 3. -2 would be -2, -6. And then you have 2 to the 6. And then you will graph that. Now we're going to show you how to do that. So for this part, you can use a calculator. So now you want to do 3 to the exponent of 0, 3 to the exponent of 1, 3, -1, 3 to the 2, 3 to the -2. So, we're going to be using the calculator. 1 second. If you're using a phone, you're going to want to turn your calculator sideways. So now what you can do is 3 to the power, and since we have the power of 2, we can do to the power of 2, which is 9. So which means 3 to the power of -2 would be -9. So now, now 3 to the -1 would be 3, -1, -3, and 1 to the 1 would be 1, 3, and then 0, anything to the power of 0 is 1. So it'd be 0, 1. So now we are going to graph both of these. Now that we have our chart, we are going to graph this on our chart now. So the x is on 0, the x and y. So the x is on 0. So we go 0, 1, which would be right here. Then we have 1, 3. So over 1, up 3. Then we have negative 1, 3. Negative 1, 3 is going to be 1/3. Right there. And then we have 9. So 2 and 9. We're going to go over 2, up 9. And then we have negative 2/9. What's going to be over here? So this is what your graph should look like. Something like that. Now we're going to go ahead and graph our next one. So our next one, we're going to graph the same thing. Hopefully I did that right. So now we're going to go ahead and graph this one. We have 0, 0. So it's on the origin. Negative 1, negative 3. Then we have 1, 3. We have negative 2, 6. Then we have 2, 6. So now your graph should look something like, I think it goes down, something like that. Sorry, I made a mistake on this side. Your graph should look something like that. So those were 2 problems at exponential function. Now I'm gonna give you another problem which to try on your own and try to get the same steps, and I will come back. So now I'm gonna give you the fx of 2 to the x. Remember, do your t-chart. You have the y. Start with 0, negative 1, 1, negative 2, 2. Start with that. Now come up with your x's and attempt to graph it. Back, and I have got mine. And since it's negative, you have to put it as a fraction. So now we are going to draw my graph. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now we are going to proceed and graph our problem. So, sorry, this looks very sloppy. I'm very sorry. So now we're gonna start at 0, 1, negative 1, negative 2. Then we have 1, 2. No, that's over. Sorry. Because we start at negative 1, then we go up 1 over 2. So it should be over here. And then we have up 1 over 2. I believe so. We go up 1 over 2. Sorry guys, my graphing is throwing me off. And then we have negative 2. Up 1 over 2. So it's right here. And then we have over 2, up 4. So your graph should look something like this. So Yeah, guys, if you guys understood this, there are some examples on how to graph exponential functions. And now you guys know how to use your t-chart and graph them. So thank you so much for watching. Any questions, comment down below or drop any questions down. And I will try my best to answer you guys' questions. Thank you.